definitely going to give you a bigger run.
Speaking of getting this over with, we're actually about to start here the second map between CLG and Synthetik so that we can get some rest at some point. But let's kick things off. Synthetik on the CT side. Once again, if you just tuned in, this is for the lower brackets. If actually Synthetik loses this map, they're the first one to pack their bags here at the Northern Arena Toronto LAN Finals as they're trying to work towards this B bomb site for CLG. Cutler, Ethan, Kusta, Sabrosa, and Hayes with the first casualty being Sabrosa. But it's trade after trade. Waka trying to hold it back towards the chicken coop, but they're now pushing him forward. Running out of bullets right now in his USP. Hayes is even trying to come in for the knife, but it's going to get stolen away by Kuza. That's some bad manners, bro. But 3-on-2, Hayes at 7 HP, 3-on-1 now right after that. Calypso is now at danger, but the bomb's going to get planted on a Bermuda Triangle setup. Nope, Hayes doesn't care. He's just going to try to push up and try to get the kill. But Kusa sweeps it up for a 3K in his pistol.
I mean, Waka started that out okay. I mean, he held Chicken Coop pretty well, got a couple of kills, but eventually he got swarmed, and CLG were winning their fights everywhere else, and they're just going to go ahead and take that one. You know, you can say the knife kills bad manner, but it's also a lot of extra money to build your economy for later. So
that's true.
Can't really, you know, speak too ill of that. And CLG just buying straight up 3 AKs already, and maxing on Sub-Rosa to see if he can't collect some more money here. As of course, Synthetik not going to have much to work with. They did force up armor, 5.7s, a Deagle and a P250, but Kusta has already found Waka down over towards the B side. So Robots has been picked up though by Tam. There is a little bit of aggression at middle, but they've already backpedaled. But good to get the kill, not agree. But look at the control Hayes has gotten in the midst of all this. Just runs it through the blender.
Yeah, they didn't want to go for a plant. They just wanted to go for kills. Kusta about to pick up the last 2, unless he loses this one. Nice shots there with the Deagle from Calypso and using the pillar to his advantage. Might try to salvage his Bison for a bit, but we saw it from that mini-map. I mean, Sabrosa was in that middle connector. They tried to push aggressively for Synthetik at the same time. He heard a lot of information from Long A and also from mid. Nice shot at least from Calypso from that connector to connect on to Hayes. It's a 1 versus 1. Actually, you know what? Let's continue to go with this because he's going to try to go for the defuse. He doesn't have a kit to work with. But let's see if he connects onto Ethan. But that clock is running down that bomb. He doesn't really have that kit to work with. Just going to go for that tap. Ethan's peeking out, so at least he spots him. Oh, this is where we get headaches. And Ethan's going to win that one.
Indeed, he is. I mean, good aggression by Synthetik there at middle to get a pick and perhaps collect a gun, but you just saw how much territory Hayes is able to pick up because of the gap in the defense that was created to make that aggressive A play. And so CLG going to be up now 2-0. And of course, Synthetik now with even less to work with in this round, CLG looking to go ahead and climb up to a quick 3-0 as we are going to see a stack over here towards the B-bomb site. 4 members here, just 1 over towards the mid-room, and Sub-Rosa already looking to pick up one of them. He's already done some good damage. He's just going to keep pushing in here, but he is actually going to get caught in the side. Kusta, though, quick with the trade. It is now a 4-4. They continue to work out on this B-bomb site. Kusta continues to collect kills.
At least with that MAC-10, he was able to damage Calypso down to 19 HP. Molly collected by Calypso, but quickly stopped by Sabrosa. Now it's a 3-on-1. The guy coming through the connector gets dinged through the wall as well and spammed. And it's now going to be 3 9 rounds. And you know what? I was going to talk about 2 rounds ago, but it doesn't really matter anymore at this point. But we're going to see the gun round coming through here for Synthetik. They finally have that economy to work with, but maybe not that much of an economy. We saw that AWP being purchased right away, but I think he was low on money here. Might have to go glass cannon for this round, and that's speaking of Tam. No, he's going to have enough with full armor. Okay.
It's not going to have a whole lot of utility, which can certainly hurt them trying to hold an execute or go for a retake. So that is kind of the price you pay going for a second round force buy as a CT, is you're a little bit limited on the opening gun round. As we're going to see Ethan slide out here at Long B platform to try to take out Jay, but he actually gets worked a little bit there. But Sub-Rosa does get drop room control, so this is going to give CLG a little bit more space to work with.
Thing is, he only has a MAC-10 to work with, so if they still play the angles right, they should be able to hold it quite easily with him trying to get the entry there. Still quite slow for a bit for CLG. The bomb is down intentionally, so we're playing a slower pace game for CLG, trying to catch some people off guard and maybe even go for the flank, and it works so far. Fully blinded was Waka as Sabrosa flashes himself through. But meanwhile, they've lost Kusta and also Sabrosa at connector, so they are holding this B site well. It's now a 3 versus 2. Cutler and Hayes. Hayes trying to creep up from mid side to flank across, and he does by taking down the guy at the rat hole, trying to connect through the connector side, but they just wanted to go hunting for kills instead of picking up the bomb and executing for CLG, and they lose the gun battle fight against Synthetik.
Yeah, I mean, just an initial gun battle won there at Long B by Synthetik, and also, even though CLG got control of the drop-down room, they're never really able to get out of it. You know, a good job there by Synthetik to contain. I was trying to join you with some nice finger animals there. Didn't work out, but Synthetik, can they follow it up is going to be the big question. If you get your economy reset right off the bat here, that's going to spell a lot of trouble. That was a nice NA Molotov there.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss that was intended for that staircase, and that gives a chance for Tam to set up for position, but he's fully blinded, misses the quickscope against Kusta. And now CLG takes the upper hand and are flooding inside the site. Elise Waka is there with the FAMAS to drop Cutler. Ethan, though, and Kusta still opening up, and they're dropping like flies inside the B site. Leaving right now only Waka in there, soon to be met up with the guy.
So they got held up last round. They just kind of put the gas pedal through the floor. This time around, CLG just roll out and B and just absolutely dominate. So the economy will be reset for Synthetik, as CLG will go up 4-1. And now Synthetik going to have to take a save here. A couple of their players are even in double save territory, to be quite honest. So this is really going to set CLG up well to just kind of jump out to a big lead once more early on in the half.
And that at this point should also be able to reset Synthetik. And again, they really didn't go for anything, right? They just went for the hunt. The bomb was still down intentionally at a certain spot, and this time it's going to be even at T-spawn. So maybe at this point, we might be, maybe in like 8 rounds, it's going to be Iron Man, but unless they're just proven wrong. So far, it isn't the case. J-Mad with the pistol, only able to get 1 kill. Finally, the guy here at the danger zone. Resalvages the M4. And CG Cyber runs back into a bullet. Shot by Cutler with the UMP, and that is now going to be 5-1 for CLG. With that reset that happened for CLG, we see right now Synthetik pretty much in a double save situation.
Yeah, I mean, that always kind of happens when you win the initial gun round, but then immediately lose the next one. You just aren't going to have any money pulled up, especially since they went for the 4 spot in the second round. This really is going to set you back in a big way. So Synthetik here. Another round where they're going to be at a huge disadvantage. They are stacked B, 4 members, and it looks like CLG are going to be heading this direction, so perhaps they can run into some of these 5-7s, and Synthetik can start to try to piece together something in this round, but not going to be the case as Kusa and Ethan clear things out with ease.
Jumping, dropping, headshot AK, Kusa clearing out the staircase. The guy, again, it is a double save situation here for Synthetik. Unfortunately, with the stack that they had towards the B side and also at drop, they couldn't get anything done.
No, not at all, but they are going to have their next buy coming up this round, so this will give them a little bit more to work with. Hopefully they'll be able to get something going, as Cobble CT side can certainly be quite difficult, very hard to push for information on this map compared to some of the others, so it's a little bit harder to kind of rotate the way you want to or make aggressive plays if you'd like to, so they definitely have their backs up against the wall. And again, they're trying to stack this B bomb side out, which makes sense. CLG have certainly been just kind of storming the front at B every round, so the gamble is merited, but when they actually went out the gunfights is going to be the big question. If you're stacking 4B, you have to win some of these duels. So we do see Tam catching a glimpse of one of the CLG members off the platform, but not able to land the shot.
And those are some that you actually have to hit. The peak was a little bit wider than usual there around that corner of the box, but at least he baits out the op on CLG side, knowing that there's one towards the side of the chicken coop, maybe even move to a different spot now, but they can at least call somebody in that vicinity. Nope, they're still going to look back towards the chicken coop and spot it. Yakuza still trying to enter entry with another one, but Jay retaliates back. Now have a 1-man advantage, but Cutler has taken control of drop zone. They're pitching in. The bump is still down intentionally, so they're just going for the all-out frag again for CLG. So 3 versus 2. 50 seconds left on the clock right now.
But look at this big flank that Hayes is actually going to be operating with here. As you can see him just coming up. They're going to have... Oh, never mind. The guys picked up on it. This is going to be a huge fight that comes... This probably decides the round if Hayes is able to get out or not.
Well, we'll see. The guy is still holding here towards the connector, and it's an immediate trade because it did expected Hayes to come in from that big flank. They've done it a lot so far. He gets avenged here by his teammate Cutler. He only has 11 HP and now at 0 as Calypso has a big round with a 3K there.
That's actually really smart in that 2 versus 2 for Cutler to do that because there was no way for him to get back to the bomb because he's in drop down room. So he knows he just has to try to come out and trade with Hayes, and he actually gets that, but just Calypso kind of has, you know, the checkmate position when Cutler doubles back. Doesn't really have time to check all of his corners, and he gets taken down. So Synthetik able to get round number 2, but at what cost? I mean, they still can't buy that much, and they can have their economy reset again if CLG take this one. They're right at the double saving. So They're in a very fragile situation, but JMAT opens up with a shotgun and kills to at least give them an early man advantage.
That's how you build up the economy. $900 for that kill. Swapping with the AK-47 as well, and giving the Anoshani to 10. Sabrosa, meanwhile, has taken control of Danger. They kept that open a little bit. Walker was only watching it from the window side. Never really saw Sabrosa drop down. So now they're going head-to-head against Tam. He gets dinked with the super shotty. But that is going to be it. CLG has taken over this B side. Even one waiting here. I think it was inside the smoke, but at least they'll get a bomb plan finally for CLG. 101 on that clock. Hayes on that big flank again. They expected it for the guy, but this time Hayes takes the upper hand.
Yeah, so this round is pretty much in the books here for CLG. Now up 7-2, and again, Synthetik having their economy just ravaged by the men over at CLG. So definitely at least one save coming up, if not two. So CLG looking to build up a substantial lead right off the bat. Very reminiscent of what we just saw on Cash, really. Just a round better so far.
So it does get reset here. Synthetik back on pistol. Small armor for two of them. Calypso is going to try to get something done with the Deagle again. Let in a few decent shots before, and Tam's going to be the first one that gets the kill in this round. Onto Sabrosa, trying to take control of that drop again.
Yeah, battle going on here by Jay with the P250, but forced back, not able to really find much. Sabrosa has gone down, however. So at least that gives them a little bit of something to work with. This time they're going to push out and stop Hayes from being able to get a flank off. And Waka and company actually doing a great job holding the speed press. There he goes. It's going to be 3 kills for him. So a great hat trick from Waka to finally put another round on the board, and doing it in, you know, a round where they just only could force by pistols. So this is a much better showing for Synthetik in this particular round, at least.
This time Hayes took a little bit too long on that major flank there. But it's going to be the Iron Man with him, 3 versus 1. Waka's the only one that's heavily damaged for the 3 members. He does give his position earlier by throwing that smoke, and he at least is able to bait out Waka at the staircase. So it's 47 seconds left. Last 2 guys are positioned here to watch over this bomb that's currently down at the A bomb side, but he gets dinked. Down to 12 HP, knows that one's at statue, and that's going to be the guy. And as he re-peeks after that smoke, Tam spots him, takes him down. And Synthetik puts another one on the board here. And at this point, you're going to have to start seeing CLG maybe try to take a little bit more seriously in terms of carrying the bomb with them instead of really leaving it back for the past few rounds towards T-spawn.
I mean, you just got to give some props to Waka, though, there. He hit some nice shots with the 5-7. I mean, CLG were well gathered up the tray, but they just couldn't break through. So it's finally Synthetik actually is kind of outdueling their opponent, something we haven't really seen much this series. As Tam opens up this one to kill on the Hayes as well, he's going to get pushed in by Ethan. He's going to get that kill as well. So that's the bomb down. Yep. CLG stuck out here in a 3v5. Another incendiary comes in for Synthetik. So now they're starting to get their act together.
Even giving a chance for those 2 incendiary grenades to give a chance for Synthetik to rotate across from B to A. So they do have a 2-man advantage, and at this point where CLG is like, all right, let's just bum rush at that mid side and try to just entry in. It was just a great hold for them to start for Tam. Now it's a 5 versus 2. Cutler trying to get some entries with the AWP, but a good job here for Synthetik to play a little bit more passively. Now he does get the first one on to Tam, but not without any damage. But a trade after trade, leaving Kustan on the last man standing on a 3v1. Up against Calypso, the guy, and Waka. 54 left on the clock here, as that bomb is still down and on the radar here for the CT side.
Yes, Sabrosa did spot one crossing out, but he's not able to win the duel. The guy will take it instead, and so that's another round on the board here. Finally stringing together a couple in a row. It's going to be Synthetik, and they're getting a little bit pumped up about it. Can't blame them. They had a rough first map, to say the least, but this one's so far gone okay. I mean, they're actually not in a bad position for the CT side of Cobble.
Don't leave the guy hanging. As for this round here, CLG will move out from their spawns, and it seems a little bit more organized here for CLG. They will try to split up a little bit more and focus on that mid side, but still trying to focus, utilize Kusta, try to get some entries towards this B. So not only has Kusta been switching over from the AWP to a rifling role, but it seems as though on a map like Cobble, they really want to try to use him as an entry fragger as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because the B platform, some teams use an entry fragger position, like TSM that's here will use like someone like Sick, but then some teams use a more passive player to do it, or at least not known for entry fragging, like Shroud on Cloud9, for example. So it kind of varies from team to team, in fact, what role they like to put out there. And apparently Kusa doesn't want entry fragger, they're trying to put him in that role. So yeah, he seems at least comfortable playing that particular position. Does fall out of it, though. Has a Tech 9, wants to take closer battles inside the drop-down room. And they're actually going for this 1-4A split, it looks like. So they're just going to rely on him to try to perhaps backstab or just hold people in place while they really just want to roll out of the long A halls and execute this side of the map here relatively soon as you see them setting up those nades.
Yeah, even for Kusa, he has to play that ninja because he doesn't have any utilities to work with to try to sell a fake. So they really just want to have the rest of CLG execute towards A, and then they'll try to backstab him right after. So here's the first entry for Cutler. Meanwhile, the guy is burning down and picked off again by Cutler. So that's 2 taken down. Still Calypso inside the site, 2 kills of his own. He's retaliates inside the A site. There's Kusta with that flank and catches them all off, leaving now Jay, the last man standing. We'll hear Kusta just trying to save this auto shotty. And so far, he'll get the headshot, pick up that Tech 9 maybe? No, he's just going to leave it behind. That bomb has been planted, so it is going to go off at this point. As you can see, Synthetik J just holding back and trying to salvage this auto shotty for the next round. So you'll see that 8-4 scoreline now in favor of CLG. Just really trying to end this a little bit more now, as you see them executing a little bit more team-based strategies.
Yeah, just going for that 1-4 split, as you noted, and just, connecting everything. Kusa's flank even sets in well there towards the end. So CLG, like you noted, perhaps taking things a bit more seriously now, as they want to maintain a big lead, of course, as they are now going to be up 8-4. And we'll see what the money's going to be like here for the CT side. They did win a couple rounds in a row, but they were fairly close rounds, a lot of rebuying involved, so I'm not really sure where they stand. And as you see it now, it's just going to be upgraded pistols and that one shotgun that Jay was able to hold on to. So CLG set up well to start moving close to double digits here in just a moment. We do see them all gathered up at B at this time, but we do have some aggression here at middle from the CT side.
I mean, again, you're only at pistols, right, for Synthetik, with the exception of the auto shotgun that Jay was able to save from that previous round. So you do want to play a little bit more aggressively. You do want to set up that crossfire. That was maybe 3 on the 3rd or 4th round when you saw Sabrosa moving down there with that Mag-10. They tried to play that aggro again with 4 guys up on mid. But as they spot nothing on Synthetik's side, they actually catch him up towards mid. Hayes is playing that big flank again, but J-Mad's putting that shotgun to work. Meanwhile, we have opened up towards that B side for CLG, with them trying to pick up the bomb with success and move back towards this area, as though Jay is still posted there with that weapon. Ooh. Nice shot by Calypso, connecting onto Sabrosa across the B map. J-Mad's still going to work here with that shotgun, but finally traded out by Cutler. Now it's on that 2 versus 1. Waka, the last man standing. Bomb is going to get planted at this point.
Yeah, Waka just going for the flank here from Long B, but Kusta is wise to it, and Cutler will be able to respond next to the comms. And so CLG now up 9-4, so that put up a good battle this round. Calypso, nice 1D, but he also had Jay, who wound up, I think, with 3 kills on the round. So he definitely tried to put in the work there with the shotgun to give his team a chance. Just wasn't quite enough in the end. CLG will increase their lead a bit more. As we move closer to the end of the half, we will have one more goodbye out of Synthetik. Kind of one of their chance to make kind of their last stand. What can they really do? Is they're going to try to get aggressive this time on the halls, but they're just waiting for it on the CLG side. So Rose and Hayes collect 2 that have pushed through already. They might find a 3rd. No, finally Calypso grabs 1. So he gets it into a 3-on-3, but he's been sniffed out. CLG aware of this flank.
Well, they have to go back and try to fight it because they dropped the bomb carrier, and they do have full mid control now for the CTs, although they do have one that's heavily damaged, and that was Calypso, ended by Kusta. Now Walker trying to move through, but it's crossfired from the back of the ramp as well, and at the staircase, and Kusta sweeps up that kill. So Jay, last man standing on a 3 versus 1. CLG will be able to retake control of that mid and also the bomb. But J-Man will have to try to get something done here with 2 more rounds to go in this first half. I don't know if he's going to just try to save it at this point, but he will try to gather some information a little bit here. Maybe try to clutch it. I think they might have spotted half of his body there. So he has been spotted towards that mid side. That gives a chance for CLG to say, all right, let's try to work back towards B.
Yeah, you see Jay rotating around through the connector to see if he can't get there before they cross into the site, which he does, in fact, beat them there. We'll see if he can actually catch anyone, though, at the M4 is going to be the question. Cutler's already gone by. He misses the shot, and then Kusta just puts it between the eyes, and that's going to be 10-4 now in favor of CLG. So just 1 round left in the half. They've already done plenty of work here against Synthetik to set themselves up for the 2-0 series, but we'll see if they can do one better. as we move into the final round? Or can Synthetik, put something together? They only had 1 round in cash. They've already done better here on Cobble, but can they, build it up even more? Going to be difficult with just pistols in the Mag 7, but that Mag 7 can be pretty deadly.
Yeah, with no money left to work with, that's quite difficult. Only 2 kits as well. But CLG are just, we're trying to push out here, but we get stopped by the smoke that was locked through. They did get a boost up for Tam that's trying to push forward with the Mag 7, but unfortunately, that was like, 3 shots that didn't connect, and Kusta running away kills him. And it's going to be an early man advantage for CLG, trying to work back here towards this drop zone, trying to take control of that as well. Synthetik at this point, focusing a lot on the B side with only the guy, trying to bring this fight over against the lurker Hayes. Hayes is going to hear him towards mid as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So he has an idea of what's going on here. Sub Rosa tries to push the issue at drop room. It actually gets taken out by Jay, but he's not realizing a second member followed it up. It's going to be Kusta. He'll be able to find the opponent right there in the back of the head, and he even opens it more, swinging around Rock, and it's now all up to the guy, which again Hayes heard quite some time ago. So CLG should have no trouble finishing it off, and there it is, 11-4 in favor of CLG. Another down at half here out of the favorites to move on.
Yeah, also with
Energy that decided.
no HP remaining there for the guy, it was actually quite an impossible task for him to try to win the 3 versus 1 there with only a 5-7. But as you mentioned here, does pretty dominant performance so far from CLG throughout these 2 maps.
Yeah, I mean, they really haven't let up. And, I mean, I think this is just taking care of business. It's one of those things where you can't get really too excited about it. This is what they're supposed to do, right? They still have that test against Energy later. And that's going to be where you kind of really learn a little bit about this team, because obviously Energy, dominated them in the BO1 we saw earlier. I mean, there was really never a point where you felt CLG had it, despite the fact that some of their new players like Ethan and Sub Rosa were at least showing you a little bit of something. As a team, they never looked like they had much. They just had these executes that weren't working out, and they just kind of got stuck. They didn't really know what to do, it felt like. So they're going to have to face that again, in the best of 3. So, again, it's good to see them taking care of business here, though, and getting to that point, not letting this match get to them,
yeah,
so to speak.
You know what's still a good thing for Synthetik at this point, though? They got 4 rounds on the CT side. Of course, some of them were, quote-unquote, really more gun battles than any strats that were used by CLG. But this could be a good chance now for Synthetik to get something done on the B side as they're pushing out here on this pistol round. They're actually just going to try to push through, and Tam spots maybe 3 towards that danger area, trying to get the flank from the drop zone as well, but it doesn't work. Even then, CLG has a huge flank of their own. At least they get a bomb plan, but it's a 3 versus 3. Cutler, Ethan, now only Cutler and Sub Rosa against the guy, Calypso and Tam. Bomb is pretty much playing at default spot behind the fountain for them to cover it from Chicken Coop, and they have a boost towards that tree as well. And Cutler's now the last man standing. He's able to get that first kill, but no more than that. Tam ends it, and Synthetik wins the pistol round to try to stay alive in the second half.
That's a great work from Tam to get an entry, but also to be able to just hold that connector position. I think he caught Ethan or something like that in the back, trying to kind of get away and get in a corner. So just some good kills by Tam to disrupt the rotations there. So they will take the pistol. It's going to be 5-11. CLG certainly not going to be too worried just yet over just losing around like that. And you do see them already forcing up all the way. Scout on the Cutler, upgraded pistols and armor on everyone else. They're going to take a duel here at Long B. They're actually peeking it aggressively. Smoke is up, however, so they won't be able to really see much.
Nice to get lucky with tanks there from Sub Rosa with that deagle through the smoke, but it's being retaliated on the other end by the guy as well. We really just want to try to get that highlight headshot through that smoke. But as it dissipates, the advantage goes back to the guy with the Galil long range against the deagle. So that's a 5-on-4 for Synthetik.
So they opened up well by getting themselves an advantage right off the bat. Ethan looking to see if he can even it up right here at long. He has spotted the guy. He's not able to really find the shot to take. Meanwhile, Kusa battling it out with Tam over here in the drop-down room. Tam scaring him off and not taking control. And then now you have Hayes with that CZ. Such a thorn in the side of Mini as Hayes gets trapped in here, finally gets taken out. And so it looks like Synthetik should take this one. Shouldn't allow the eco this time around from CLG to get to them.
Who knows, at least it's some information given there from Hayes for Cutler to try to go for these scout jumps. He gets the first, tanks the second one, is looking for some support. He actually, I think he tagged a few, and that gives Ethan now in a 3 versus 1, but this is actually quite winnable with only a deagle. And now he's getting spammed through, so I think they've taken away his position right now. Bomb is planning on that 3 versus 1. And as he peeks out, waiting for them at the APC is Jay with the MAC-10. 6-11 right now. One more round for Synthetik before we could open a convenience store.
It's actually sad. It took me a second to realize where you were going.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Took me a second. I got there, though. I met you halfway.
Just take it.
I'm gonna let that one go. Not gonna pursue that one further, as we do have CLG taking a bit more of a say this time around. And well, this round's already almost over. Synthetik mowing down some aggression, and so they should be able to get that 7th round. You should, be able to make that that punch come out.
Oh yeah. And they just tried to go for a pistol rush there up that mid side, so quickly sprayed down by Synthetik. One more to just try to peek on his own, leaving Cutler down to last man standing. 5 versus 1, spotted now at the broken wall of B. Trying to go head-to-head against Tam. But Tam takes the upper hand, and it's now Slurpee Day.
I could use a Slurpee right now. It's getting a little hot up here.
I know, I think they turn off the AC or something like that.
It's rough out here.
Yeah. I want that breeze. I want that breeze from the outside. Toronto Lake. Lake Ontario. We're actually a block away from there.
Might need to go jump in it in a second.
You don't want to swim in that.
All right.
Take that friendly advice from a friendly Canadian, eh? But in this round, it's going to be a full-out gun round and rush from Synthetik, all towards that broken wall. M4s across the board here for the counter-terrorist team, as it is going to be a 3-on-1 situation in the end. Fully denied. Now Jay dropping 1 towards that boulder. Now at Rantickle, evening it up on a 1 versus 1. And Hazed is looking back for that fight. G-Mat actually spotted him towards that upper B, so can he clutch this 3 versus 1 on his end? He does pick out the bomb. He has 1:10 left on the clock, still plenty of time to work with. And Hayes is going to hear it. He's just going to book it towards A. And with 1:02 left, the pressure is still on for Jay. He's a little bit off there trying to find that spot to get the bomb plant, but now with success. He's trying to creep up here. Doesn't have a kit to work with. But the whole time Jay was looking at the wrong angle. I'm pretty sure by the time that he ran through, knowing that Hayes was going on a big flank, he wanted to go for the drop zone area. That's why you saw that smoke. But he's still walking out, looking at the connector side.
I almost feel like he thought he had a little bit more time, or didn't expect Hayes to be in that position that quickly. And so just Hayes reading the situation perfectly there, getting in position right at the right time. So he will take down the 1v1, and so CLG will hold off Synthetik from gaining any more ground, at least for now. It's 12-7, but Synthetik still onto a pretty comfortable buy. Meanwhile, CLG, despite the win, had to rebuy 4 players, so you can see Ethan and Sabrosa only able to afford SMGs here. So this opens up the ability for Synthetik to perhaps find themselves on the easier end of some of these duels that they're going to have to take. Tam looking to see if he can find anything with that op, but not going to spot anything. Smoke now up.
They did try to go for heavy nades to start things off, and that put Hayes down at exactly 50 HP remaining as he was trying to look back for some information on the top of that mid-ramp. But all he does is spawn a few grenades at his feet. At least he's still alive now. Still a 5 versus 5. 1:13 left on the clock. Bomb is creeping slowly up down towards that mid side on the back of Calypso to meet up with Waka and J-Man. You can see him from this overhead. Wondering if they're going to try to go for that pinch in the drop zone into connector side, or maybe sometimes you see this often as well. They just try to control that drop in upper B and then just rotate back towards the A side from a long way.
Yeah, I mean, they have all their options open to them now that they have actual control of A-halls. The only thing they're really lacking is a little bit more vision off the B platform, so they really could work a lot of different options from here, but they will just fall back off of A. Kusa perhaps detecting some of this, and that's why you actually see him go ahead and shifting over here to the drop-down room. So CLG going to be well-positioned for this attack, and they're going to start winning these fights as well. Yeah,
instead of going B to A, they went from A to B. And while they were rotating, actually, Hayes was pushed all the way down and hurt that. So that's why you saw Kusa on an early rotation. And that's a 4 versus 2. Danger zone is covered and cornered. Tam, last man standing, stuck here at the staircase, being pre-fired by Kusa, who's been on fire so far in this matchup. Gets another 3K in this round.
Indeed he is. He's been having a good game. As really almost everyone on CLG's kind of had their way with Synthetik so far. As they're up 13-7 now. Looking to see if they can't close this series quickly. Again, they still have to play that best of 3 against Energy after this. Determine who will take the 2nd seed out of the group. Unless Synthetik somehow pull this one out from this point forward and give CLG a challenge. But this round, it's going to be difficult. There's Tech 9s to work with, and Cutler's already spread out several getting aggressive here towards middle. You already do begin to see a big rotation because of it as well. So Rose already looking for a flank at long B. does do a lot of damage. Calypso doesn't find the kill, but now he knows he needs to back off. He's spotting several numbers, but no, he's just going to keep taking these fights, and he's winning them.
That's the confidence, right? How often do you see somebody push up B that early in this round? And at least they try to take control of the drop zone area, but Kusta is there to help out Ethan. But Jay now, just like that, is the last man standing. They're just going to try to go in for the knife. Missed again, this time by Sabrosa, and Kusta sweeps it up. A 2K for him, so that's what, 2 3Ks and a 2K for the last 3 rounds here for Kusta. With 2 more rounds to go for CLG to, unfortunately, knock out Synthetik.
Yeah, I mean, Kusta up to 33 kills, so he's definitely having a good time here. That is for sure. A Synthetik, this is probably the last goodbye they're really going to have unless they can start stringing some rounds together. So they need to make this one count. We do see them gathered up in the B tunnels, but we do have a counter boost, I think, that just happened here. Yes, going to be Kusta boosted up in the fire. And he is going to be able to get a flank kill there. Meanwhile, Ethan also picked up one, but it's equal trades thus far, and the B bomb site is now controlled by Synthetik. CLG a man down, trying to make some type of flank play, but they don't really have much ground to work with here.
Yep, bomb is planted. Kusta and Hayes will try to retake this, but lots of nades to work with for this retake. Creeping out slowly from the drop in that upper B, but a nice positioning at least for Synthetik so far on this post-plant position, even setting up to play a bait if needed be here on the T side. And that's the guy playing towards that staircase, nade being thrown, and also watching towards Chicken Coop. And there you go, that bait play, having Calypso on the left side corner. So a great job by them. That's some T-work being shown and displayed here for Synthetik.
Also just a good post-plant smoke there. They threw it right through Hayes through an incendiary. So right when Hayes was looking to push and try to catch someone because he was going to flush someone out of position, they had a smoke laid down to where Hayes couldn't collect that. And even though Cutler was able to use a nice incendiary to get someone out of position, he wasn't able to follow it up. He couldn't really peek out safely. And so just a smartly played situation there from Synthetik to make sure that they took that round home. As now CLG going to be on a save. So it's maybe where Synthetik starts working themselves close to double digits at this point.
Yeah, and a little bit different this time as well. Kusta did buy a rifle and armor here, while the rest of them are at CZ's no armor. It's a little bit of a change. Where are they posting this M4? It is actually a solo B play for Kusta there. The rest of them are crossfire set up inside long A. Unfortunately, Hayes cannot connect on that with the CZ. Had the better angle. Walker wasn't even looking there. Heard the shots. Stressed out, looked around, got the kill. Now at mid-side, it is going to be Sabrosa getting 2 kills there, but so far not so bad here for the setup that they have on the CT side. And Kusta is going for that flank. Cutler's going to try to hold him down for as long as he can towards that back of the site. So that's why you don't really see him going for that full-out peek as often. But unfortunately, none of the shots connect. Kusta is already on that flank. They're going to call it towards that mid-ramp. Bomb is at least going to get planted, so he knows where one of them is going to be. But the second one is still unknown. Can Kusta clutch this 2 versus 1? Possible, because Waka and Jay are very low on HP.
Yeah, he definitely has the advantage when it comes to help. If he find the one-on-ones, he does get one there onto Waka, but there's still one inside the site. It's going to be Jay and Matt. He's doing well to get out of there. Smoke comes up, though. That's actually kind of hurting Kusta, because now he can't really get vision on Jay's position. He just has to maybe spam the smoke or something.
Yeah, I think they're showing the guy. But it's okay. Kusta gets the kill. Comes in for the defuse inside A. Now we see double Kusta, double love.
Double the Kusta.
Asian pride.
Just enough time to defuse the bomb. And so that is going to put CLG at map point. So well played by Kusta, but also got to give credit to all the other CLG guys that put in a lot of damage to weaken and soften them up and allow Kusta an easier time. As he just pulls that defuse in time. And so now CLG 1 round away from revisiting Energy, this time around in a best of 3, decide that second seed of the group, who will move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, in the series point now for CLG. Really buying whatever we can for a Synthetik, and that is going to compromise of 2 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and a Deagle. Not much utilities for their side on this execution. It looks like they're all gathered up here towards B, and a nice incendiary grenade to start things off for CLG to get better positioning here at that platform of the broken wall.
Yeah, I mean, they can't even get out to peak long B. Just these incendiaries from CLG just forcing them back, and it's just kind of just choking Synthetik out. They can't even really get out and just try to take a battle. I mean, just getting held up so much here inside the B lobby. So now they're trying to divert some more attention towards the drop down room, but eventually they will pour out B, but Kusta is just waiting for them, takes one down already.
Now, from that kill, they're just going to try to execute through, but it's being held down so well here by Ethan and Kusta. And just like that, last two simultaneously die for Waka and Jay from the hands of CLG. 16-8 for this second map. Overall, unfortunately, Synthetik gets knocked out.
Yeah.